Ivan Dijakovic as a guest at Fight Exclusive Night 28. And also I know that you came here for your fighter from UFD gym, Fabiano Silva.
Right. Hello. First of all, hello. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, very, Ivan. I hope that your journey was okay.
Yes, was good. We drive around 9 hours. Yesterday night we start around 10 o'clock. We arrived 7:30 today in the morning. Everything was good. No problem.
Okay, so you came with Roberto. As I can see, all the people from medias are talking with Roberto now. Everybody wants to have an interview with your biggest star in KSW for now. But also, we have to tell that you have another champ. But let's talk about Roberto first, because we've talked a couple of minutes ago, and I can see that he's really pumped for the fight with Andrzej Grzebek. He's motivated. He wants to fight with a guy who is a double champ and talks about himself as a Polish McGregor.
I think Roberto never chose any opponent in Poland. You know, what KSW give him, he takes. You know, it's not the problem. He never in his career chose any opponent from the first fight in his MMA career till now. No problem. I think doesn't matter who is it. He will be ready. You know.
Ask him also about a possible rematch with Pietrzak, because a lot of fans would like to see it. Pietrzak took a fight in short term and he really showed himself as a very tough guy, and Roberto said, okay, I don't see any reason that I have to give him a rematch, but if KSW says you get the rematch with Pietrzak, I will take it.
I think also I respect to him, you know. He take a fight on short notice, but he was still in training. He prepared together with Kinsel. There was a team. He make a full camp, but undercover. You know what I mean? But it's okay. You know. End of the day, I think he don't make a fight that he in one moment of a fight that he have a chance with Roberto. You know. What he make, he go on decision, and the fans
was surprised.
Was not surprised. They celebrate this decision, you know, like a win, you know. And I think end of the day he lose, but not on a knockout. But we cannot forget Roberto had an injury from the second round. He broke his hands, you know. He fight with 1.5 rounds without one hand or with a broken hand, you know. This we can also not forget. But he make a really good fight. Respect to him, you know, and end of the day KSW must decide what they want to see, and Roberto and me, we will agree, you know. For us it's no problem. I say again, what I want a big fight, you know. I want a big name. For me will be, not only for me, I think for whole fans in Europe, I think a dream fight, Roberto against Paul Daly. I think this is a great matchup, you know. This I want to see, you know, like this kind of fights, you know, but it's not in my hand, you know.
Of course. For now, we know that we are not going to see Roberto at the KSW 53 in July, and as we talked with Roberto, he said that August is also not really possible, so September.
I think September, yes. I must talk with Martin Lewandowski, you know, and then look what they have for us, which date, you know. He will be ready. He can fight in August. Roberto can fight. He's still in training, you know. Our September, you know, 1 August, our September. This also must decide KSW, but Roberto is still in training and in shape, you know.
Okay. Well, we are not talking about Paul Daly. Do you see anybody else in the welterweight division KSW now to fight with Roberto? Of course, Andrzej Grzebek is one of the guys, but what about else?
Really, with this, no disrespect, I respect every fighter, you know, but I don't see nobody, you know. Right now I see nobody, but I say I'm not the matchmaker. I'm not the guy who make the decision about it, but I want to see really a big fight, because. But I think we will see this fight with the double champ of Fan. But first of all, I think he must make some fight, you know, and then we will see what happened. But I think every Polish fan wants this fight, right?
Yes. When I talk with people that loves MMA, and they are telling me that they want to see how Andrzej will work in a cage with Roberto, because this will be a big test, not only for him but also for his former organization, FEN, because you know, in KSW is the biggest organization in Poland. FEN is known as the second one, so this will be a test.
I think not only in Poland is KSW the number one. I think KSW is number one in whole Europe, you know. And yes, it's a different KSW fighter and Fan fighter, but Fan have also already great fighters, you know. When we see all the good fighters come also from Fan, Michalski, and he make a great thing. He fight a great fight with David Zawada, you know. Also the last fight, you know, he's also a guy who deserved a title fight. When we are real and correct, you know, this kid deserved also, and he make really great fights, and he have a big heart, you know. No, there are. Every Polish fighter are really strong and they are complete fighters, you know.
So we are talking about fight exclusive night, so let's talk about the to-date fight for the belt. Your guy from UFD gym, Fabiano Silva, is fighting with Mateusz Rembecki. Two very high-level guys when we talk about grappling and wrestling. And I had the pleasure to talk with Fabiano yesterday, and I can see that he's one of the funniest and happiest people in the world, I think. He's just like, okay, I'm fighting tomorrow, this is my world, I'm so happy. What about this guy?
No, of course, normally he's a fighter, you know, and area of us fighters, we are no show fighters, you know. Everybody like to fight, and it's a big chance for him, you know. The CEO Pavel give him a big chance again, because he get this chance 1 year ago when he fight for the featherweight belt, but he injured in the second round, you know. Then he lose, but now he get a second chance, and I think he must take this chance, you know, and try to make the best fight of his life, you know, because it will be not easy, but he can do it, you know. He's it will be, I think, everybody see him as underdog, but I think he can surprise, you know. He can surprise everybody, and I think today he will show it.
Anton Racic, what about your second champ in KSW? When and where is he going to fight? Do we know anything for now?
Right now we know nothing, you know, but I hope
we talk.
Yes, of course, but I hope he will also get the offer to fight in September. You know, he must normally fight in May, before Corona. We talk for the May the event, but then happened Corona and everything changed. Now I hope that he get also offer for September, that he can come back and fight, you know, because he also. His last fight was in Croatia in November, in Zagreb.
Erko Jun, the guy who, for me, it's not a freak. No more. It's not a freak no more. And I would like to see him with some of the Polish prospects. Maybe with a small record. I know, 4 or 5 pro fights. What do you think about this? Not a big name, but the pro.
No, I think Erko fight in his last fight against the legend Puszanowski, and he make a great fight, you know. He show everybody he's a real fighter, and I think it was little like this and he can win, you know. But Puszanowski is really experienced guy, strong guy, you know. But I was really proud of him, you know. He make a great job, and he can be proud of himself that he do like this fight, and he's ready, you know. He's ready also, I think, for everybody, but with his experience, you know, because I think now Erko fight with everybody who have more experience in the first fight, second, third, and also in the fourth fight, with always with fighters with much more experience than him. Now I think we must also see that we build up Erko, you know. Everybody knows him, you know, and I think he can be the new Puszanowski, you know. When KSW make good with him, I think when they build him right, you know, like also Puszanowski and other fighters, he can make a big career in MMA, and I think also all the Polish fans, not only the Polish fans, also European fans and all fans around the world like him and love him, you know.
David Zawada, we were supposed to see him a couple of weeks ago with Rocco Martin. Rocco Martin has already thought. What about David?
Yes, he must fight in Lincoln. He must make his UFC debut in America, you know, at UFC Fight Night Lincoln, Nebraska, 25 April, but then Corona happens, then he cannot go to America. Yeah, shit. Rocco, we want this fight, you know, because Rocco was really good ranked, you know. He was top 20 in UFC. He fight now with Neil. He lose this fight. David get an offer to fight at UFC 251 at 11 July at a big fight card with 3 title fights. This make me also really proud. I think to get like this offer, you know, but it was too short. You know, we start the real training 30 May, and we learn from our mistakes. You know, we take two fights with really short notice, like with short camps. Now he need 10-12 weeks camps that he can fight, and we say to Sean Shelby, we want end of the August our starring September. He will be then ready, and doesn't matter who you give. He fight. He also don't choose any names. I think in his 3 fights, he's one of these guys who really fight with really strong guys. You know.
Yes, Martin Zawada. Well, we have a problem in KSW with finding an opponent for Tomasz Narkun, and Martin Zawada still thinks that he deserves for this fight. Not only he thinks about it, because when I talk with a lot of people, they say, even Tomasz, they say that okay, Martin is a good opponent for him. So, what about Martin? Does he train, or maybe he works? How did it look like in pandemic time?
No, Martin trained. Martin is also ready to fight against Narkun. You know, I think he deserves it 100%. It's only this fight what makes sense for Martin, because this is, you know, this is the last fight. You know, he will not more have lots of fights, but this is one of the fights that makes sense in my eyes. You know, also Martin agree with this fight, and he's ready. He's also ready to fight in August against Narkun. You know, end of the day, also KSW must decide it. But Martin won this fight. He want to fight with Narkun. I think the team also from Narkun also won this fight, and I think also for Poland is also a good fight. Look, Martin fight in the last fight with Thiago. He showed really great fight. You know,
it was a slugfest. People love that.
Yes, my fight of the night with this legend. You know, with Thiago Silva, and also before he fight with, I think with 3 KSW. Champions, you know, and he always make great fights. All the champions take him down to win him, you know, but in the stand-up, I think he was always better, you know. He fight with Legend Mamet, he fight with Martella, he fight with Jan, you know, and he's also one of the veterans and legend from KSW, and I think he must deserve it. KSW must give him this title fight, you know, for the respect, you know, what he deserved in his whole career, you know. And I hope they will give him, and I think he will make a great fight with Narkun, you know. It will be not an easy fight for Narkun. I think there will be a great fight, and Martin waiting, you know, for the call of the matchmaker of Voislav to say, hey, come, the fight is fixed, let's go.
Okay. What about the foreign fighters like Abus Magomedov, Daniel Torres? Is there any chance that we can see them on the fight cards in August, perhaps?
Yes, Abus also must fight at KSW 53, you know, but then the pandemic comes. Daniel Torres must also fight at KSW 53. Yeah, both of these fighters are start to train and are ready to fight, you know.
Would they be ready for 8th of August?
I think yes. When they give next week really the name of the opponent, and it's no problem, you know, that we can make the game plan, and that's it, you know. But you cannot get the offer 4 weeks before the fight, you know. You need I think eight weeks you need, but they are in training, you know. Abus also start the training after Ramadan, and he's ready, you know, also to fight.
Abus with Duraev, is it still on?
I think yes, you know, both they know each other, they have close friends, you know. They are not happy with this fight, but end of the day is a sport, you know. One of them is from Chechnya, Abus is from Dagestan, but when KSW won this fight and say the winner will fight against Scott Askham, they will do it, you know. It's okay, no problem. It's sport. End of the day, sport, and they respect each other, and they will give everything in the cage, and after the cage, they will be friends, no problem.
Okay, my last question is about Mamet. Mamet Khalidov told in one of the interviews that he won't fight. He doesn't want to fight with Abus Magomedov and with Albert Duraev. Do you think it's a good idea and a good decision not to fight with those guys? Because Mamet said that he still wants to show people that he's in the top. top, and he thinks that he should fight another time with Scott Askham, and people would really love to see him with one of the guys like Abus or Albert. What do you think about that?
I think, first of all, Albert and Mehmet are really close friends. What I know, both are Chechenians, and they will never fight each other.
Abus told you that also?
And I know, and Abus also know Mehmet really close. He was at his home. And they also train together in Poland, and they will also not fight. Look, Mehmet is, for me, he and Mariusz Puszczanowski are the two legends from KSW who built KSW, and when Mehmet won the third fight against Scott Askham, he deserved it, because he's the only one who really, when he say I want to fight for the heavyweight title, he deserves it, because he's Mehmet, and he's the legend, and I think he must get it shot because he fight a good fight. Scott was, I will say, a little scary in the stand-up. He don't want bang with him. It was not a spectacular fight. It was a tactical fight from the team of Scott. They take him down. They try to control him. But he don't make nothing. He don't make no damage, nothing. And when Mehmet say, hey, I want to fight again with him, why not? Let's do it. Because I say again, he deserves it, really. I want see this fight. Why not? And I think he can make with a good preparation, and when he's healthy, no injured, when he have not back problems, he can do everybody big trouble. He's still he can fight with everybody. I think it's only about the injuries, that's it. But when he have done no pain, he can fight with everybody.
Okay. Next week in Berlin, manager of Michał Materla is organizing an event, an MMA event. Is there a chance that we can see some of your guys from UFD at this event?
Yes, I talked with Norbert some days ago, and also he asked me for some fighters, but this fighters is too short, to take the fight, but I hope for the next show they will be ready. Yes, we talk also some other things, but I think this, when will be the time, it will be on cameras,
Okay. I can see on your t-shirt that there is a Koska Transport logo. We've talked with Mr. Koska and I asked him what's the history of your cooperation, and he told me that you were training together.
Right, yes. Adam also back in the days trained kickboxing, with Stefan Lejko. Yes, and he come with Stefan to our gym, back in the days. And yes, when we make a cooperation, he now support Roberto, his sponsor, and he helped him really much. And he's a great guy, for his support. We are really thankful, yeah.
Very good to have this kind of people.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you need this kind of people, because the sport, that the fighters grow, that they can focus on only training, you need it because still you don't earn this money what you have to earn, because when you make a camp, when you go to America or to Canada, I don't know, you spend lots of money, and you have your other things, the salary, everything. When you have a family, when you have children, it's not easy, for everybody, and you need like these people who help, Yes.
Ivan, thank you very much for this talk. I hope to see.
I have one
Yes,
thing.
please.
Yes. 11 July fight Norman against Garmot, yes, and I want really, I think it's only this fight makes sense for Shamil. The winner of this fight, Shamil must fight with the winner, because other opponent don't make sense in my eyes. He show everybody he deserves it, he have two knockouts in KSW in the first round, and with the last opponent who was a title contender, who fight 4 rounds with Garmot, he destroyed him in 1 round, he knocked him out or TKO him, and I think he was never TKO, right? Only he lose on submission, right? Yes. And I think Shamil deserved the title fight, and I want that Shamila Musaeva fight against the winner, against Norman, our Garmot,
Okay, very simple, straight information about Shamila Musaeva. So let's see what is going to happen. As we heard from Martin Lewandowski, he said that maybe the next opponent for the champ will be the winner of the fight from Wrzosek and Mańkowski. So this is in talks.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yes, I say again, I think only guy who deserved the fight because they won't see real fights, you know. I think Boris Marcin get his chance, you know, against Norman. He make a good fight, great fight. He lose on split decision, but I think only one who deserved. I say again, I'm not KSW, I not make the decisions, but I think when we are respectful and when we are straight, when we look at the result, who deserve it, I see only one guy, you know, because he's not a guy who talk too much. He cannot the language, you know. He speak not really good English. But I say again, he talk in the cage. We are different kind of fighters, you know, and he is a fighter who talks only in the cage. And I think he show everybody that he deserve it, you know. And I hope that KSW see this also the same, and that they give him this chance that he fight against the winner, you know.
So we hope that Wojsław, Martin or Maciej will see this interview and taking on their point. Thank you very much, Ivan, one more time.
Thank you.